Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to a live. I know it's a live. Let me introduce myself. My name's Walter Neal. I'm a UK reseller. I buy and sell antiques and collectibles and hope to make a profit. Today is going to be a live haul. So you get to see some of the things that I've purchased live and you get to comment and give your opinions on them yourselves. So hopefully some of you will join me and join in with the pieces I've bought. So, shall I get started with the live haul? Hello, Anya. How are you doing, love? Hopefully you're good. What to start with? It's strange doing a live. It really is. I haven't done a live for ages, and I always get butterflies when I do a live. So, I'm going to start off. I got a really nice little haul to show today. I'll start off with a beautiful bit of Moorcroft. Hopefully you can help me. I think it's the clematis pattern. On the back, it's got the label by appointment to the late Queen Mary, which puts this one between 1953 and 1978. So this is a Walter Moorcroft, not a William Moorcroft piece. Tube line decorated. So you've basically tube line, they pipe on the design and then fill in between the lines like a reservoir. But a nice little thing. I'm not going to tell you the price because I bought a job lot, a bundle of items, and I'll give you a price later on for the entire haul. So I don't know if any Moorcroft collectors or dealers out there know the pattern. I think it's clematis. Is it clematis I wrote down? Yes, clematis. Apparently they used this paper label up until the anniversary of Queen Mary's death in 1978. That's when they lost the royal warrant. So, but a nice big piece of Moorcroft. Hi to Flied Coast Flips, Babs in the Attic. Thanks for coming. This one's cool. How many of you had one of these as a kid? Because I know I played with one of these as a kid. This one is a 1970s. So I wouldn't have played with it brand new. So what we got? Lightning flashes, bell rings, ball flies. What's real pinball action? Look at the condition on that. It's not absolutely beautiful. I've put batteries in it earlier and it does work, although I didn't actually pay any attention to lightning flashing, but I can't see anywhere that it's got bulbs on here. I'll have another go later. This one wasn't part of the job lot haul. I just want to show you this one. I've been on it all morning playing like a kid. The counter clock works, all the vibrations and everything when you bounce off the side panels, it all works. And it's a 1979 Tommy atomic pinball. One of the things you got to watch when you buy these is the battery compartment. If it's got corrosion and that in there where battery's been left in there and they've just melted, then it can kill the entire thing. It's a real nice clean example. This one cost me a tenner or $15, give or take. I just love the graphics on it. I don't. Any of you remember these as kids? Hi Tony, how you doing? Okay, Poppy. I won't be I think it's meant to light up. Yeah, I thought it was meant to light up as well. Hang on. I could see here a couple of holes. I'm not sure if they're bulbs. Maybe the batteries weren't brilliant. Either way, the clock works and it does all the vibrating things, but I will have a look to see if I can get it to light up. But for a tenner in that condition, it isn't bad at all. Either way, I liked it. It's I know it's a long way from antique, and it's not my normal thing. Retro gaming. It's something more Nick would have than me, I suppose. But hey ho. Okay, gonna move on. This is part of the haul with the Moorcroft, and I have a penknife. Mother of pearl handle. It has got a hairline in the mother of pearl here, unfortunately, but it is solid silver. So it's fully hallmarked. Try that again. So it's got a full set of hallmarks, and the hallmarks are for 1918 Sheffield by John Yeomans Coleshaw. I looked it up. And the blade's not in actually too bad a condition apart from scratched now, which is quite normal. I presume you're on about the pinball machine, Tony. I've been playing on it all morning. Literally, I haven't left her alone. I had a massive score. I could see why everybody our age is buying back the toys they used to play with as kids. It's just nostalgia and a bit of fun, and brought back loads of memories with me. Anyway, solid silver fruit knife. Gutted it has got the hairline, but a hairline in the mother of pearl is quite common. As long as you haven't got loss, and missing pieces is the killer for these. Hairline's not brilliant, but you know, it's still a nice thing. Joyce, it's actually quite nerve-wracking doing a live. I'd rather pre-film them. Hi, Sue. Thank you for coming. Okay, next I got a couple of pieces of Beswick or Bezic, whichever way you want to pronounce it. This one's got the Bezic England with the dot stamp around the hole in the middle. Don't know if you can see that actually. It's a nice little horse there. I haven't actually researched the Beswick horses because they just didn't really interest me to that point. I buy them because they're a Beswick horse. It used to be a day I'd go on, get my book out, get the designer, and date them and everything. I don't bother anymore. It didn't really affect the price too much unless they post-war, pre-war ones rather than post-war. But that's the first. This come in with the Moorcroft and the silver fruit knife. I'm going to do that haul as one job lot, and then you get to see it. The horse is in very good condition. And I also had this horse, same back stamp again. So you got the Beswick England with the 2 dots. And we had, is it a Shire horse? Not sure. I'm as good with my horses as I am my dogs. Hi, Kirsten. There you go. You wouldn't believe the price these horses come in at. They really come in at a cracking price. Yeah, you just can't get the back stamp. It's right there around the little breathing hole. They put them holes in it because otherwise they collapse in firing. But beautiful horses in nice condition. Yeah. So what did I have? I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the last piece of the haul of the I had of one dealer. And believe it or not, it was almost the dearest piece out of them all, which is a solid silver thimble. You'll have a shock of your life. They actually wanted £100 for the thimble a few weeks back, and they've been gradually bringing it down till they come to a price that I was happy to put it in my job lot. The thimble is hallmarked for Chester, 1894. Nice little pattern on there. Let's see if I can find the hallmarks for you. There you go. The maker's mark is unidentified, and I don't mean I can't identify it. The site I use, Silver Marks, got it down as unidentified. Is C & Co, and it is literally on their site as unidentified. So, and look at that beautiful little case. It's original case. Now, the downside with it is, the gentleman actually had this up for sale as 1830. So he actually put it down as a late Georgian example, when it's not. And I didn't check it in the shop. I took his word for it, and it's a dealer I don't normally deal with. But as I said, he was asking a lot of money for it originally, and then came down in price. And I'll tell you the price I paid for the job lot in just a minute. Oh, I'm not even going to go there. Everybody's taking the mick out of me because I can't identify a dog from a horse these days. I'm terrible. I've had so many dogs in lately, and I don't think I've guessed one of them right. But I don't think I'd believe it'd be a poodle. I'll get to the comments now in just a second. So let's just do a quick recap of these few pieces. So we got the silver thimble. All right. It haven't come in cheap, mind. We got the solid silver blade fruit knife with a mother of pearl. We got the Moorcroft dish with the Queen Mary label. And the two Beswick horses. Anybody want to hazard a guess as to what I paid? It wasn't cheap. For that group of 5 items, I paid £120 sterling, or about $180. So what's that? It's about £25 a piece if you was to break it down individually. So there is cracking profit there. There really is. It weren't a bad guess, but not quite right. The Moorcroft, if it's a later dish, they pull in like 50s and 60s. But the Queen Mary label ones seem to be pulling a lot more money. So I need to do a little bit more research on there just to confirm the price. But some people are asking crazy money just because it's got the Queen Mary label on there. And you'd have a shock of your life if I actually shared and show you thimbles quickly. The price of thimbles, silver thimbles, you'll have a shock of your life. Stephen, come with me to the car boot sale on the weekend when I picked him up, and he didn't realize the prices silver thimbles pulled. So if I come back over here, if I stream share, all I've done is search for silver thimble and gone highest price, and you'll see a little enamel. No, that's a Royal Worcester one, 500. But silver thimble on his own single can be £315, 300s. Those enamel ones pull good money. They really do. The gouache enamel. There was one on here I found in the same case as mine, but it was a Charles Horner. See if I can find it now. It had a similar case. And you've got to be careful as well not to confuse them for the measures. I'll show you a measure now in a minute. There. This one was by Charles Horner. But it's an identical one almost to what I got. Same pattern on there. Same case almost. Theirs is a couple of years younger than mine. but they ask 145. I don't know what it's sold for. I'll show you. It should bear with me a second. I should have a thimble measure here that I could show you. I'm going to show you this because a couple of those prices were these, which is a silver thimble measure, as opposed to a thimble. This one is solid silver by Charles Horner. It's a silver measure, and it says just a thimbleful. But there's a difference in the sizes, so you've got to be careful when you're looking at thimbles. But the dearest silver thimble this size I've ever found was about £1,000. So I thought I'd just share that with you because I am aware that some of them prices were for the larger measures. But I was over the moon. £120 sterling, $180 for that 5 items. Right then, so let's come up and have a look at some of the comments. Right, and then I'll carry on showing the rest of the haul. I've inspired him. Dumb alien. Okay, Walter, you've inspired me to be a general dealer. Only started out researching, never missing a video of yours, buying books, etc. A lot of fun, hard work. Well, I actually appreciate the fact you're taking the time to watch the videos and the comment. So I appreciate it just as much. And that's just a very dealer response from Kirsten. We always go for a nice old box rather than the item. Do you know, believe it or not, the antique boxes you get for brooches, necklaces, thimbles, you can get 10, 20, 30 pound for an empty box. So when you're walking around the car boot sales and you see these old looking boxes, don't leave them there because you can get 10, 20 pound for a box, an empty box. Most people, they run over, they pick it up, open it up, any gold in it, no, chuck it down, move on to the next stall. They don't realize the box is actually worth money themselves. And a lot of trade like myself like to display old pieces in old boxes. Love the penknife. I'm doing great. Thank you. I have some basic courses, but only buy small ones. Always quality. Very nice job, Lord. Thank you very much, Sue. I've got some of the smaller ones here. Later, though, they got the Royal Dalton and the Beswick stamp on them. I think it was after 1989, something like that. They put the Royal Dalton on with them. Any more? So what we got here? Nadine. Hi, thank you for coming. Thank you very much, Sue. Yeah, the thimbles are shocking. Honestly, that thimble will achieve £100, believe it or not, just for that silver thimble. I have absolutely no doubt about that whatsoever. And if you can get a really nice blackberry pattern or a real nice unusual pattern, it can get a lot more money than that. And hello, Heather. Thank you for coming. Okay, so I'm going to move on. Show you something else. This isn't part of the job lot I bought off one dealer. That all come off one dealer, and I didn't actually know the dealer, but it's my own fault for not trusting and dating the silver myself while I was there. So we got beautiful bit of, well, I can't call it arts and crafts, or I can, but I don't think it's old enough to be the arts and crafts period. The markings on this, I'll show you the markings in a minute, dated from 1922, is it? 1922 to 1950. So I don't know if it's old enough to be classed as arts and crafts or if it's coming to the end of the Art Nouveau era. But it's absolutely beautiful. It's hammered pewter. It's got this, I think it's a rose running all the way around it. And then you've got all these handles up around the top and little applied roundels on the base. and it is by Roundhead Pewter, who is Samuel Groves of Birmingham. And they use this mark, which is Roundhead Leadless Pewter, made in England, from 1922 through to 1950. I know if I can get a picture of it there. So I know the vase is no later than 1950, but I think this is going to be quite early in the 20s. Hammered pewter finish, lovely patina on there. And I absolutely love the rose. That cost me £2. $3, £2. And it stands 14 inches at a guess, 15 inches. It's a big vase. Now that's what you call a gift, I think. Or in my opinion anyway, absolutely stunning. I haven't found another one yet, but I haven't really done a lot of research. I just researched the marks. I wanted to be able to date a few and give you a look at the mark. When I saw it, I was hoping it would have been a bit of Liberty because the quality screamed out, you know, real nice. But yeah, £2. I have absolutely no idea how I do it. I'm going to show you a couple of the boxes. If I can find one now quickly. I actually keep boxes in the shop. You'll have to bear with me a second. I'm sure I got some here. Just to give you an example, this is an old tortoiseshell effect box. So it's probably leather or similar to leather. Open it up. They normally always have an old retailer's label on them, a bit of velvet, something like that for a pendant, a brooch, anything like that. I can tell you now at the car boot sale, they go there, they rip them open, they go empty and throw it away. That's a £10 or £20 box, just for the box. You'll have a shock of your life. Check them out on eBay and you will be surprised, especially when they got retailers' labels now on them. Depending on the retailer, you can get big money. You really can. Boxes. That's got to be a massive tip, haven't it? Where are we at? Hello, French Fancies. I love that name. Ain't easy being wheezy. Thank you. Come upon ability. I take it that means you mean the things I find. That's the only thing I can think of to that. I done a vlog, or blog rather, on the website the other day, just basically explaining how I managed to get so much stuff when I go out when others don't. And the biggest secret to it all isn't really a secret. It's just working with other dealers. I got so many dealers I deal with on a daily basis. I go to a car boot sale. They'll call me over for stock they haven't even got out on the tables. And they'll be there showing me and I'll have first choice. And what you got to realize is, if I go to 5 different dealers at the same car boot sale, you don't know where they've been. One could have gone that direction, that direction, that direction. By the time they've all gone all over the country, come back to Seller in Cardiff, I've only had to drive down the road 20 miles, and yet I'm having a choice of stock from all over the country. And it's nothing saying I know what they're selling. I trust the dealers I buy off. So they'll present me with things, tell me what they are. And then I got such a good reputation. I take their word if I like it. If I don't know what it is, I'll take their word on it and research it when I get home. That's how I buy a lot of my stuff. Believe me, I am no expert in a single field. I'm really not. I make plenty of mistakes, same as everyone else. But I'm also not afraid to buy things I like. That's the only way I get them. Yeah, £2. I know. That is a real nice vase for £2. That pewter vase is just stunning. No. I had that one off my... I don't wear jewelry, very rare. I got a Tissot watch on that side, which I've had for years and years and years and years. This one was off my fiance a few years back. That one was off Sandra, and the nomination was off Sandra. So I don't know, I just fancied wearing them for a change. So can I talk about mid-century glass if I haven't covered it before? Mid-century glass is a massive, massive subject. And to be honest with you, it's the one thing everybody is looking for. If anybody hasn't, or doesn't know what they're looking for and wants to get into it, bear with me a second. This is the website you want to go to, which is 20thcenturyglass.com. And you just come down here to their encyclopedia, and as you can see, Italian Murano glass. You can click on any of these makers, and they'll tell you, you can scroll through what they've made. Italian Empoli, Scandinavian. It has got absolutely everything on here. British glass. If I give you an example, let's look for the one Rimaki. See if I can find the vase I had last week. And there's the hooped vase I had last week. Designer's unknown, but there you go. Confirmed it's Rimaki. But it's that simple. If you like a shape, buy it, come over to this website and literally just browse through all the categories until you find the vase. You haven't got to know what you're doing. And then the more you buy them and look at them and go through that list, the more you'll start recognizing shapes and colors. But at the moment, everybody is after the 60s glass. Holmgard, Rimaki, Alstafors, it's all pulling moment. I had a shock in my life. I'd done a video a few weeks ago and I talked about a Whitefriars vase. And I put an auction estimate, an auction bid on it of about £130, £140, because the last one I had, I sold for, I think it was about 180, and it sold in the auction for 360. And that was the green. I think it was the green Drunken Bricklayer, and it sold in auction for 360 plus 20% commission, auction commission. So that's like £450, whatever they pay him for a Whitefriars vase to sell it on for a profit. And I said there was no way they were going to do it. And then I looked at the eBay prices, and some people are getting £1,000 now for a 6 to 8 inch Drunken Bricklayer. So 60s glass, yes, I'll do videos on there. If you want me to break it down, I can cover each topic and do a video on them. But it's such a massive field. More often than not, I'll buy them just because I like the shape, bring them home, and go through that site myself. You don't have to know who it is to buy it. If it's got a good shape and a good color, then odds are you're going to be fine, as long as it's not one of the IKEA ones. But then again, I had one that I thought was going to be Alstafors. It was cased hooped, and it turned out to be by Debenhams, by an American designer. Still worth money though. And Jeremy has a Whitefriars textured range. Joe, I'll give you an example. I'll show you the Whitefriars range now, the prices on Whitefriars. If anybody doesn't know what Whitefriars glass is. Have a shock of your life. Yeah, well, I've just run a search there. There's 2,000 available, but I want to go to solds. And highest. Stream ad. Remove that. That's Whitefriars glass. Originally it was Powell glass, but then became Whitefriars. These are the Drunken Bricklayers I was talking about. They're the large. But then you come down here, the green there, I think that's an 8 inch. Yeah. This is what I was referring to at the auction. And there was me thinking I'd sell it for £250, £300, and they are selling for £7.5. all the Whitefriars has just gone crazy. All the 60s and 70s glass, to be honest, it was gone crazy. That is a hooped vase. One of the very first pieces of Whitefriars I ever bought was this hooped vase in an aubergine. And I paid £3 for it in Ebervale car boot sale. And this was going back about 15 years ago, and I still sold it for 130 back then. So yeah, Whitefriars is, to be honest, there used to be a day you could walk around and pick a coffin vase up for 50p, and the dealers would leave them there. But now you don't see Whitefriars, very rare. What's that? So glad I've gone quiet. Well, thank you. Trying to keep up, the chart keeps jumping about. So the bars you got being collected fridges. It's not about the value. You know, I don't buy anything because of the value about it. Any dealers that know me know I love the items more than the money. Half the time I don't want to sell what I buy. So it doesn't matter to me if it's worth £1 or worth 100,000. If I love the item, I love the item. So if you're going to collect it because you love it, not for any other reason. Let me show you a couple of other pieces I got you before I carry on with the comments. I bought a set of pictures, if you can call them pictures. These are engraved plates. This one is a steel. Bear with me. The Cornish craftsman art. Wendron Forge. So the first one we have is HMS Ark Royal. So this is actually engraved onto a aluminium plate, maybe. It's on a metal plate anyways, put it that way. And it's Cornish art. So that was the first one. I bought 3. They all come in Splot car boot sale for £1 each or $1.50 each. And for those of you who don't know what a car boot sale is, we literally put everything in the back of our car, go to an organized event and just sell it. More often than not, you pay like £10 for a pitch, $10, $15 for a pitch. These have all come out of the same place. So the Cornish art, I haven't even looked them up. They've come in, and I bought them because of the images. You got the, I don't even know what that is. It's obviously a warplane. You got the battleship, and then I had this one, which is Coppercraft. Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. And they cost me £1 each. And again, this one's from Cotswolds Etchings. And it's on copper. St. Ives. There's another label on there. But I bought those because of the military sort of interest with the images and the fact they're engravings, not just prints. So that one is actually on a copper plate and engraved. As you can see, I haven't even cleaned them yet. They're stinking dirty. Literally just come in and showing them. I think my favorite has to be the battleship, though, to be totally honest with you. But for £1 each, I have no idea what I'll sell them at without checking. You know, I think they're going to be £10, £12, even more each, no problem at all in the shop, just as little quirkies for people to walk in and walk out with them. Let me move this. So I don't know what you think of those. If any of you have had any of those in the past. Right. Oh, look at that. Bab's dad was on the Ark Royal, I presume serving, obviously. Then you know a lot more about that battleship than I do. Right then. Where are we at? Bear with me. George, hi mate. So what will I think next big thing it takes off in value? That's really tricky. Anything precious metal is going to keep going up. That's a safe bet, purely because supply and demand. We're running out of, minerals in the ground, the cost of mining them, the amount that's been reburied and lost in electronics and things. So anything gold and silver is a safe bet, but try and think. The only thing I could say is I tend to go for things that are already rare now and hope they keep going up. Like I'll buy Nankaru porcelain. It had a very short lifespan in the beginning, a few years before the factory went under. It's already rare. In another 20 years, you're never going to see a piece outside a museum. I buy 18th century drinking glasses. There was a time, literally, I'm not kidding you, I would walk around a car boot sale and I would pick up 10, 15, 20 drinking glasses in a week for 10 pence to 50 pence and sell them out £50, £100. Now, I'm lucky to see one drinking glass in 3 months. I've just bought on eBay an 18th century pan top rummer with a folded foot. And I paid £26 plus 4 postage for that. So that gives you an idea there how much they've gone up. But I tend to buy things that are potentially not going to be around in another 10 years. Or I'll go for designers, Christopher Dresser. He's already very rare, but in another 10 years, you're not going to see stuff outside the museum. But I suppose if you want something that is going to be very cheap to buy now, that could potentially take off, they're a gamble. I'm trying to think. Being put on the spot like that, it's not easy. I don't know what others think they collect in the hope. Obviously, people are collecting the West German pottery. That started going up over the last few years, but I think that's sort of peaked at the moment because it's already pulling good money. Costume jewelry is good because this vintage look is coming back around. It's just starting the new trend again. So maybe 60s, 70s costume jewelry. I don't know. It's a tricky one, really, but I don't know if you've seen the videos I've done where I've bought my stock off eBay. I tend to go for stuff that's already rare, 18th century Worcester, 17th, 18th century Chinese porcelain, things that are already well established as rare and going to be nigh on extinct in another decade or two. That's what I try to invest in. But I'll actually have a think on, see if I can come up with a few ideas of what may be a good investment, and I'll do a couple of videos on them and put some ideas out there and see if I can figure something out. But off the top of my head, it's not an easy one. So this is the Jeremy talking about the Whitefriars glass again. The color of the glass is as important as the design. If you can find anything in lilac for Whitefriars, you're doing well. I had an aubergine drunken bricklayer and it didn't do very well. I think less than £200. So, and that was only a year ago. So I was shocked at the prices, but there you go. They're taking it from somebody who knows a lot more about the Whitefriars than myself. I am a general dealer. What I find is having general knowledge means I go to a car boot sale. I'll start off looking for big, impressive, jump out things. If I don't see them, then I'll start looking in boxes for jewelry, gold, silver, start scouring the stalls. But because I'm a general dealer, I got more options. If I can't find this, I'll go to this, or I'll go to this. But what it also means is you're not an expert in any particular field, which means you can sometimes buy a fake. And if there's going to be a fake out there, it's going to be on a car boot sale. So I'll give you an example. Bergman bronzes are seriously faked. I bought one recently from Malvin. It's turned out it's real. But when I purchased it, I was 50-50 on the fence. I knew the name, I knew the quality, I knew the design, I know how to spot age. But was I good enough to know 100% if it was right or wrong? No. Being a general dealer, I know what to buy, but I don't always know 100% if it's right or wrong until I get home and research it. So be a general dealer and you just get more stuff. But if you specialize or become an expert like Jeremy there with the Whitefriars, you'll know straight away, what's worth more than the others. I've got a bit of Whitefriars in the shop. Where is it? In fact, I bought a piece this week for £1, a little bubble bowl. I'll have a look for it in a minute. Bear with me. Just to give you an example of how cheap you can buy Whitefriars sometimes, if I can find it. I didn't actually plan on putting this in today's video. That's why it's not out. Just to give you an example, this isn't a valuable piece by any means. But that is a piece of Whitefriars that I purchased in Splot car boot sale this week for £1. Let me remove that. So just as an example of Whitefriars glass, for £1, that's what you can buy at the car boot sale. That stuff's available all the time with the bubbles and everything. It's got a big ground and polished smooth pontil at the base. I don't know if you can see that. But for £1, it's not going to rock a boat. It's like 12 or 15 quid. If I'm lucky, maybe even a tenner. But it's still a piece of Whitefriars at a car boot sale for £1. You can buy it. It's just pot luck on what turns up. Let me get back to the questions. Do a few more questions and I'll grab another couple of pieces of stock. Love the copper one in particular. Complete bargains. I do try and have a variety. That's what I said. I'm a general dealer. And to be honest with you, I try and buy. I had to think to myself, has it got something about it? And if so, these are mass-produced items. But in all honesty, anybody walking past my shop window, see one of them there, think, I like that image. They're going to come in. They can spend 10, 15, 20 quid, no problem, without thinking about it, just to have it. Yeah, they could probably go on eBay and probably find it for a £5 or £10 and then pay another £5 or £10 postage and wait a week to get it. But what's the point when this day in front of their nose? And yeah, the copper one is really nice. Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. Yeah, they have got a bit of history behind them, with the Battle of Britain and things like that. So, but when you're buying stuff like that for £1, it makes the job easy. But Splot was really good this week. I even come away with gold from Splot. Which is quite unusual. Very rare do I get gold from Splot. Normally my gold always come in from Gathley Gay. So what's this? Where do I stand on Ainsley? Where's the nearest bin? No, I shouldn't say things like that. I know a lot of people collect it. But let's be honest, if you've got a bit of Ainsley Cottage Garden or something like that, you're going to be lucky to get £3-4 for a vase these days. Ainsley is gone. I tend, if I can, to stay away from mass-produced. I don't like mass-produced anything unless it comes in for 50p or £1. And I'll explain why. If you buy something that's been handmade, hand-painted, created by someone who took years to learn their skill or their craft, then love and skill has gone into making it. Therefore, not every single shop or every seller around the corner is going to have it. If, for example, you buy a piece of Ainsley, you buy it in for a £5, you want a £10 for it, there's 100,000 people trying to sell that same piece of Ainsley throughout the country or world, and who's they going to buy? If you've all got a perfect piece of Ainsley, you're all selling it at £4 postage, it's just going to go for the cheapest. Where the type of stuff I buy, if I buy something that, well, let's say this for argument's sake, it's handmade, it is hand beaten, so it's handmade, hand beaten, it's near enough 100-year-old, find me another one. You're not going to. You're really not. It's the same with the Moorcroft dish. Moorcroft is mass produced, but you find me another piece of Moorcroft that age, that pattern, that shape, that color. They're not the best examples, but they're the ones I got on hand. if you can buy something that, you know, has taken skill and time and effort to make, then it just makes it that much more fun and saleable. I try to stay away from mass produced. I only buy Royal Albert now because I got a buyer who'll buy it. My views on Royal Albert is very low, but there's a hell of a lot of people that buy it. But from what I understand now, they're all shipped near abroad. So it's not really the British people who are collecting the Royal Albert. I'll show you some Royal Albert actually. I don't know if you saw the haul I done last week. I bought a Royal Albert part tea set. So I had 2 teapots, large teapot, all Country Roses pattern, some jugs and some other bits. That had already gone before you saw the film. I sold that 2 or 3 days before the film went out, and I put it with the bowls I had in the cabinet from the earlier week. This week, I bought this one. So this is just a little table lamp coming from the same car boot sale, and it's Old Country Roses again. And how do I know? It is as simple as that. Back stamp. So this has got the 1962 back stamp. So it just tells you the pattern was registered in 1962. And it's got the Old Country Roses above it for the pattern name. This lamp cost me a whole £2, $3. Yet if you was to go to an auction, at a guess, an auction price, they wouldn't put it in on its own, but you'd have to buy a job lot. But I would assume an auction price would be about £15, £20 for a lamp like this, because you're competing with all the other dealers, and then you're putting a small percentage on there. It's just not worth it. I pay £2, $3. I'll sell this once I got a job lot. I'll put £100 worth together. My dealer will come, take it off me for 100 and double or treble his money, and I don't care. It does nothing for me whatsoever. It means nothing to me. I buy it if it's the right money, and it's exactly the same with the Ainsley. If I saw a piece of Ainsley, a nice vase or something for 50p or a pound, knowing I could put it in a cabinet in the shop here for 5 or 10 quid, and there's someone walking off a street and just pick it up and say, oh, well, I like that vase, then I'll do it. But I certainly wouldn't buy it to list on eBay and things like that. The competition's just immense. Or at least that's my views on it. Let me see. Ashtray is quite cheap and unwanted. Anything smoking is at the moment unwanted, being binned. So at one point, it's going to become collectible. But already lighters, if you was to get a nice Dunhill lighter or something, you're already in the hundreds. Ashtrays, you can get some good ashtrays, depicting, politicians and things like that, or advertising. But then you're crossing over from the ashtray into the advertising or the commemorative of the memorabilia side. So I don't know. Ashtray is not something I'd want to invest in, but they could very well turn out to be a collectible. Street art, yeah. All art is investable, literally everything. It's a question if you can find the right artist now, and they make a name for themselves, it's a jackpot win, but it's finding one. Oh, there you go. There's a little tip for you then. Anybody who wants fishing lures, a fishing lure is basically like a spinner or like a simulated fish with hooks on the end that you put on the line, throw out and reel it in for fishing. And I see fishing stuff at car boot sales all the time. In fact, not long ago, I cleared for the charity shop before I got banned. I cleared a big fishing haul that had abundance of fishing lures and it, and I took it to car boot sale and sold it for 20 quid, which was less than probably 50 pence an item. I didn't want it, and no doubt they would have had some collectible ones in there, so maybe have a look at fishing. I know some fishing flies go well, but again, I know a lot of fishermen like to make their own. So, I don't know. Where do we? My screen just jumped, so you have to bear with me. What we got here? Anya. If the seller is not giving you pics, oh, never mind. They're having a conversation there. I don't know what that's about, but damn alien is trying to buy something by the looks of that, and they're not getting pics. So already well thought of designer Sally Tuffin. Right, used to be more craft than up and down pottery, and how he shows white friars. Ah, right, okay, yeah. Well, it's just pot luck. It really is. It's more luck than judgment. I just go to the stalls, and a lot of the time I'm offered the stuff. But I'll pull a few more pieces out for you now. Let me just get to the end of the comments, and I'll get some more pieces. I'm here until about 2:10 if I can keep it enough stuff coming out, because then I got to go pick the baby up from nursery. So I can do another 20 minutes, half hour, if I can pull enough stuff out to keep it going. The people of Cardiff like to call it Splow, but that is the posh name. It is Splot, S-P-L-O-T-T. They even put an extra T on it to make sure. But yeah, they try and call it Splow, but it is Splot. But then again, that's maybe I just pronounce it wrong. And again, it's not, believe it or not, I'm not trying to be humble. A lot of it's not my knowledge. I'm a good dealer. I'm a good ferreter. And I've got a lot of good contacts. So believe it or not, I do have a very good general knowledge. But I also, it's more using my gut. When people offer me a car full of stuff and I go, I'll take that, and that, it's more, I like the look of them. And then I'll come home and do research on them. Obviously, I know a lot of this stuff, but what I tend to do when I do research or reading at home, I don't stick to the normal. I find out what's pulling the big money, and then I study that. I don't study a little bit of ceramics that's not going to pull me any money once I learn it. So if you're going to learn anything, put your time, find out what's selling for money, what you got an interest in, and learn that. Rather than just trying to learn porcelain or pottery or glass, find an area within the niche you want to learn that's pulling money, and then learn that. And that's all I do. I go for the big names. I know the Archibald Knox, I know the Christopher Dressers, all the Liberty stuff. But a lot of what I do is just gut instinct. It's just what you pick up being a dealer over the time. Hello there, Patrick. Thimbles stunning. Not seeing that exact pattern. Makes difference with these. Blades in auction. Well, there you go. Sewing accessories always pull good money, but yeah, I don't think I would have paid quite as much for the thimble, because he was breaking it all down. But genuinely, I've been looking at the thimble for, I'd say, 6 months. You've had it for about 6 months in Tremor for industrial estate. It's a flea market undercover, and they have permanent pitches that they don't move. And I think about 6 months ago, he was well up north of 100, closer to 150 for it. But he did have it as 1830. And I did take him at his word, it was 1830. And if it was, I'd have had 200 for it, not 100. But instead, it's 64 years later. 1830 had a date letter of an M, and that's got an L. So it couldn't even be it. He mixed up the wrong L. But it is what it is. It's my own fault for not paying attention and checking. But sometimes that happens. I take dealers at their word. Right. Thank you, Kirsten. I'm not putting myself down. I do have a very good general knowledge, but I'm not an expert in anything. And honestly, I've built a lot of contacts, and it's everything. It's a whole host of things that I take into consideration. I'm good at spotting a bargain. Let's just put it that way. All right. Fair dealing is why you got the good deals. It is. I am actually willing to pay. I don't actually knock the people down. If I go up to a stall and they tell me a price, more often than not, I will pay that price. Or I will wait until they systematically bring it down to a price I'm willing to pay. Very rare I'll go in and I'll knock a price down. I don't like doing it. I actually knocked the girl down on the dolls I bought this week because I didn't want them. She begged me to buy them. She wanted them gone, and I paid in the end £2 a doll. And to be honest with you, they're probably going to end up back at the car boots. I don't know if you saw them. They were in last video, my worst and best buys. Because in the one hand, I bought 16 bisque porcelain dolls for 30 quid, 35 quid. And then I bought my favorite buy for the last 2 years, which was a Welsh miner's lamp midget, which I paid £100 for, $150. So yeah, I do get good deals, but I don't knock people down. I'll pay the full price. I don't like haggling. The profits I make on things, I don't like knocking people down. A lot of people go to car boot sales. They go to a car boot sale for one or two reasons. Either to clear because they don't care and they don't want it, or they need it for bills. They need the money to pay bills, or the way I look, they could be feeding the children, anything. So if that's the price on it, if I can make a good profit, I don't knock them. I just can't live with myself when I do. So I'll pay the asking price. And this is the thing. The trick is to know a little bit about a lot, and that I do. I know more than a little bit, but I'm not an expert, but I know a lot about a lot. Thank you very much, Kieran. That is something I've been meaning to look at. So basically saying thank you, and he's inspired him to have an Etsy shop. I actually looked at Etsy as opening a shop. I think Kirsten, you have an Etsy shop, because I set a 2-year plan to get away from eBay, and I think I've almost done it in 6 months. I haven't listed on eBay for about 4 months. What's on there now is just old stock that is slowly selling off. I haven't needed to list on eBay for months. Everything's been going either on the website or in the shop. But Etsy, they have a much cheaper rate than eBay. I think it's a set like 10% or something like that. With eBay, when you add in all the fees, it was the fees on the postage, the fees on the listing, the overseas selling fees. I'm going to do a video about that too. I don't know how many of you know. My eBay store is set to UK sales only. But people from America or whatever can come in a back door and buy off me, and I don't even know where they're from, and then I have to send it to an address in England, let's say Lincoln or something, and that happens to be a global shipping program where they then ship it to the people in America. Now, I don't have global shipping program selected on my eBay before you think it's my mistake. I disconnected that. I told eBay I did not want global shipping program. I am only selling to the UK. And they're still buying off me from overseas. And eBay charge you hidden fees. Anybody who buys off you from outside the UK, you pay all your normal commissions that you would pay if someone down the road bought it, but you also pay an outside UK fee as well. Look into it. It's in the terms and conditions. I'm going to do a video on it, exposing it, because I didn't know about it. Somebody wrote on my channel the other day and told me that they literally had a sale from overseas. They didn't know they were from overseas, and they had a £2 odd charge on top of all their normal fees. And I know £2 odd doesn't sound much, but when you sell thousands of items a year, it adds up fast. It would be fab if I done another reference book video. During the lockdown, I spent about £4,000, about £4,000 on reference books. I have bought almost every Chinese reference book on the market. I really have. So I will get to doing one of them for you, Anya. Denver, where are you? It's jumped again. Sorry, this thing keeps jumping. Here's Denver. How are you doing? This gentleman here specializes in glass and have helped me out on many occasions where I've bought glass and said in my video, what's this? And this gentleman here has been a saint. He specializes. I don't know what I'm going to do. I love the miner's lamp. I should keep it, but at the same time, I love 90% of what I buy. And if I keep everything, well, I don't know if you've seen my hoarders videos, but I'm already a hoarder. My garage is full. I got 2 outbuildings that are full. My house is full. My shop is full. I got storage units that are full. There's only so much I can keep. Oh, and my attic's full. So I really need to start selling rather than keeping. But the way I look at it, I'm young enough that it's just going to be investment. So bear with. Hi, Nights Life. Right. Yes. Etsy fees have gone a bit more complicated. They charge advertising. Oh, I didn't realize that. So there you go. Etsy. Every one of these companies are slowly bringing in the hidden charges or charging for this, charging for that. In all honesty, I've paid a lot of money to have a website done. Kirsten has just done her own website, and it's looking lovely. And Stephen has just done his own website. If you two want to send me the links, I'll put them in the description if people want to come and have a look at them. You can make them yourself. You don't need to pay thousands of pounds like I did to have a website done. And the way I look at it, for every £1,000 I make on my website, £980 of that goes in my pocket. The 20 quid to PayPal for handling any fees. I think it's 2%. So I think it's 20 quid or something like that goes to PayPal. So I'll have £980. But if I sold £1,000 on eBay, 700 of that would go in my pocket. That's the difference. And I am having good sales at the moment on my website. And to be honest with you, I have to thank a lot of the subscribers for that. A lot of people all over the world have been buying off my website who subscribe to my channel. But if Kirsten, if you and Steve want to send me links, I'll put the link in the description to your website. People can come across and have a look what you got. And in all honesty, it'll show them what you can do yourself if you want to create your own website. I'm in Ireland. My fees have gone up. I've managed payments from 10 to 18 in 100 on international sale. There you go. It's that's a big increase. That's almost 100% increase, really, when you consider it. So you've gone from 10% to 18%. It's nearly doubled. Plus, you got VAT on top of that then. I had a dealer come in here this morning, Bryn, if you're watching, hi. And he explained to me that he's had a sale in America. Now, with eBay, when you used to have a sale overseas, you could click on view order details and you could actually write the address down and you could either ship it through global shipping or you could go to your post office. eBay, now he's on managed payments, he can't even view the PayPal payment to find out where they're from, and eBay are not giving him the address. They're just giving him the global shipping address. So he can't send that item direct now through the post office. So eBay, even though he doesn't want to use the global shipping program, eBay are not allowing him access to the buyer's address. They're forcing him to send it to them and then they send it on. So eBay are really, they've got it all worked out. They know exactly what they're doing. I bought a Claris jam pot. Claris is in Claris Cliff. Jam pot ages ago for £1 from charity shop, but my sister chipped the lid. But I love it and still have it. I bought a Claris Cliff bizarre pattern from Malvern for £5, but the bumblebee on the top had been off. Honey pot. In fact, it's still in the cabinet. Claris Cliff is a name that's come down a bit. They went crazy on Claris Cliff. They really did. Yeah. There you go. eBay international sales from the UK have a 0.5% fee for each sale. So work that out. So that would be, I can't even do it in my head. On £100, that's like 50 pence. That's not right, trust me. I've been charged more than that. I had one sell overseas, and it was closer to £3, and it wasn't even £100. It's more than 0.5%. They may be advertising 0.5%, but there's going to be other hidden fees in it. Look it up. But I will do a video on it to discuss it. Never heard of extra international fees. Neither did I. Because I only sell in the UK, I assumed all my sales were UK based, and I didn't. It's only now people are on managed payments and they're actually seeing when they're breaking it down where these payments are going, that people are realizing that it's international fees as well. And one of the boys that comes here, one of the dealers, he phoned eBay and went nuts, and they said, "It's tough. It's in your terms and conditions." Who reads all that tiny print? Because I don't. I know that. Well, you know the answer to that one, Anya. I like my stuff. The mining lamp is amazing, I must admit. To be honest with you, I want to keep it, but I don't. Do you know they are getting now? When I bought the lamp, I googled the prices and I found one at £140, one at £170. The dollar conversion is about $1.50 for a pound. But yeah, I found one at about £170, so it's about $250. So that's why I made the offer of 100. But if you go on eBay and have a look, they sell in the small miniature reproduction Thomas and Williams miners lamps, and they're getting £200 and £300 for the miniatures. A midget is 10 times rarer than those. So to me, it don't make any sense how they sold two miniatures for 140 and 170. Personally, I thought, you'd be up more like 4.5. But that's just my opinion. You'd be surprised. The fees have gone up. There's a lot of hidden fees that we're not seeing, and I've done a breakdown on the fees and how to understand the fees, but I'm actually going to sit down, read the terms and conditions, and find all the hidden fees. I'm going to do that. Believe it or not, half my views now are coming from America, Canada, and Australia. That's why I've started including the dollars. I've lost a few UK subscribers because I'm adding dollars in with the sterling prices. But in all honesty, I'm having as many views overseas now as I'm having UK. And yeah, to be honest with you, they appreciate me just as much. So, and they love the accent. No, you can't. I actually opted out of the global shipping program, and people are still coming in the back door, buy in, and I just get a UK address. And if you want to opt out of the shipping program, people can still buy from overseas, and all you see is a UK address. So, because I haven't got the global shipping program selected on my eBay, but yet I've done 3 or 4 this month to the global shipping program. So, there you go. A film coming out on the life of Clarice Cliff, which might spark some interest. Well, very possible. I've got a few pieces I'd happily let go of. Anyway, it's supposed to be a haul video, so I'm going to show you something else. This stuff is big in the States, but I wouldn't want to ship this overseas. I haven't done no research on it yet. But this is by a company called Kenrick. You can see it there. And it is the 9-pint cast iron kettle with a brass handle and a brass lid. Apart from all this bit of rust and everything on there, it's in very good, clean condition. Now, I have got a bowl by Kenrick on my website at the moment, and I think that's at something like £200. It's been all hand painted like bargeway. This kettle cost me £5. No, it didn't. It cost me £15, I'm sorry. I don't know where I got 5 from. It cost me £15 in Splot, so about $25 thereabouts. And I would imagine it's going to retail somewhere between 80 and 100 sterling, so anywhere around $120, $150. And that was from Splot again. Dorothy in Ohio, she used to watch all my videos, lovely lady, and she loves this stuff. And well, weighs a ton, really does. It's cast iron, brass, and it's got a real good name on it. What I intend to do, you can actually clean this off, and then you can buy that oven back to black. So I'll clean this. I'll probably do a video restoring it, clean all this bits of rust and pitting off, rub it down, back to black it, boil it up on a flame to clean the inside. Unfortunately, it's got to be cleaned. Most of the time, people say leave the patina on stuff, but I say you have to weigh it up on the item. When it's that bad that people can't display it, then it's no point leaving the patina on there. If you've got a nice bit of bronze or silver, coins and things like that, coins you don't touch, but if you've got a nice bit of bronze or something like that, and it's got a nice patina, you leave it alone, and brass. But yet, I've had a brass kettle here. I don't know if you remember, it was stinking dirty. I couldn't sell it for months. I spent a day cleaning it, and I sold it the following day. So weigh it up on the item. If you've got an antique and you don't know what you're doing, leave it alone. But weigh it up. Is it saleable as it is? If not, clean it. And this will be cleaned. Cleaned back to black, and I'll leave the base original. I won't touch a base. But that's a really nice cast iron kettle by a very good name, Kenrich. Right then, so let's carry on and try and find where I was. So where we at? Get ready for nightmare, eBay, Etsy, etc. Change in for the worst. Okay, I don't know what's happening on the 1st of July, Patrick. Maybe you can drop us in. I'm not sure. Richie, you're correct. I sold an item to Russia and got hit with an extra £2.85. So there you go. And that's selling fee for selling outside the UK. I've got another 10 minutes or so, and then I'll have to wrap it up. Thank you very much. So we all try and branch out and get the views and, and try and get the American markets and everybody watching the channel. And to be honest with you, I'm just grateful for all the support of everybody. I really am. When I started this, I started it as a bit of advertising to bring people to my eBay or bring people to my shop. And I thought if I got 100 people or, a few people who'd actually watch my stuff and actually like what I buy, then it'd be great. And I thought it'd be a bit of free advertising for the shop. I didn't expect to hit over 10,000 subscribers and 1.25 million views in the last 18 months. So honestly, I can't thank everybody enough for the support. That is the truth. I've been asked, because I've done a couple of videos now where I've highlighted eBay's problems, and I've been asked by a few people, have that caused me problems with eBay? As in, have I had any threats off legal action off? Do I find anything affecting on my eBay selling page? And for the purpose of the video, I'm going to say no, I've had no warnings off eBay or nothing like that. But I do find every now and again, my eBay sales just die a death. But we'll put that down to just bad eBay. Thank you very much, Sue. I actually had an interview from a company in New York to go on a show out there called Baggage Battles, or Baggage Wars, sorry. And I got to the interview stage, and I'd done the interview, but I didn't get selected. They were looking for somebody, British to go on the show, and I just never got selected. But in fact, I'd done 3 or 4 different interviews with BBC, and they were supposed to be doing another show, something like Beat the Dealer or something like that, where they put the public up against the dealer to see who'd win in real life. We go buy in, put it in auction, see who gets the best. And I actually got selected for that, but nothing ever come of it. So, but yeah, I actually nearly ended up on Baggage Wars in America. I had the interview for it. I'd use GSP from China, buy it, and have it sent to freight forwarding company in the UK. Yeah, the trouble is you also got to be very careful with that, because again, I've had somebody come in the shop moaning that they've had stuff shipped, the freight that got to be shipped off to China, and then it haven't arrived in China, and they've come back to those even though the freight is marked it as received. So you got to be careful with that one. Hello, eat like your great grandpa. I like that. I don't stop eating. Yeah, I love the kettle. When it's cleaned up, that's going to look amazing. And to be honest with you, I haven't even looked how much they sell for. I'm not going to worry now, but I would assume it's going to be 100 quid for a kettle like that. More Brummy stuff, yeah. What can I say? And just laid and still be functional. It's the best. I agree. If an item can be displayed as it is, don't clean it. Leave it alone. I only clean stuff if it's that dirty that nobody's going to touch it. That's the only time I clean the stuff, purely because I'm lazy. I just don't want to clean it. If the new buyer wants to clean it, they can clean it themselves. But if you clean it, people who want it original won't buy it. Whereas if it's unclean, then people who want it clean, they can clean it themselves. But if it's minging, then clean it. No problem, Sue. Thank you very much for coming. I'll see you next time. Thanks, that related. Don't know if that was about Anya. I'm exactly the same as you, Kirsten. I try not to clean stuff, love. Sometimes I'll buy stuff that is just too far gone that I have to clean it, purely because I know it's going to come in for nothing. That kettle come in £15. So, if that was beautiful, pure black, looking amazing, brass shining, let's be honest, she'd have asked £45, £50. I probably still would have bought it, but I'd have had to pay a lot more for it, whereas this time I can just clean it up. So, a warm cloth does wonders. Well, with this one, it's rusty, but it's got rust all over it, so I will have to give it a proper clean. Probably will use the old grate cleaners where years ago people used to actually come around and they'd clean your grate and they'd back to black your grates. I'll use that on that. But yeah. So let me see, have I got time? No, I haven't got time to pull any more items out. I tell you what, I'll pull one more. I'll pull this one just because I like it and it was a bit funny. So it's not an umbrella, it's a parasol. I was walking around Splot on Sunday morning with the sun belting down, walking around like this around the car boot sale, everybody laughing at me. It's got a sort of simulated mother of pearl handle. It's not mother of pearl, but it has that effect on the handle and this sort of wrapped bamboo. I would assume it's 40s or 50s to guess. And it's in lovely condition, no holes. And I love parasols, especially when they got a nice ivory handle or something like that. But I love parasols. And honestly, if you'd seen me walking around, I'm not a small lad. I'm walking around Splot car boot sale on a Sunday like this. I didn't get sunburnt. Anyway, it cost me £2, $3. And it's absolutely beautiful. Nice little parasol. See what I mean about diversifying? I will buy absolutely anything. Weird, wonderful. It doesn't make any difference. I don't limit to what I buy. Or I try not to anyway. So there we go. A nice little parasol to finish off. And you can picture me now walking around Splot with that parasol up in the air, everybody staring at me and laughing. It was comical, but you know what? It kept the sun off my head, and it was something like 24 degrees beaming down on us. It was agonizing. And I've got a lot of ginger running through me, and I burn. So let me just have a quick look at the questions or comments before I call it a day. All right. So Anya means the VAT then must be going up on eBay now on July the 1st. Thank you for getting back to me with that. Yeah, watch my time. I know I got to go soon. Mary Poppins got nothing on me. If you'd see me, honest to God, beard, scruffy tracksuit bottoms, walking around the car boot sale with a parasol up. It was a pretty picture. Well, I wouldn't have thought parasols and umbrellas would be your weakness. Looking at that almost Victorian image you're using as your little thumbnail, but it is a boot. It really is nice, and it was £2, $3. You normally find them and there's holes everywhere, or it's broke on the brass. It's in absolutely lovely condition. I don't know what this handle is. It might be maybe a celluloid. It's got a sort of mother of pearl finish to it, and it's been steamed and bent, so I don't know. But it's a really nice parasol. For £2. It was more fun. Honestly, if you'd seen me walking around, yeah, I thought 50s as well, 40s, 50s. And I haven't done no research because I run out of the things I wanted to show you. I've just been grabbing some bits from the box over there because for the people who've been coming in my shop, I've got like 6 or 7 boxes over there of stock yet to be filmed. I'm that far behind. I really am. I can't keep up with the amount coming in because I try not to list it until I film it. So then it's just building up and up and up. And then I got people bringing stuff over the door. I got car boot sales, I got auctions, I got everything. So more stuff than I can sell, to be honest with you. That's how I end up backlogging it all up. There you go. So the international fees vary between 5% and 2% depending on their location. Germany's 0.5%, US is pretty much 2%. But it's not just that. I don't know if there's any other charges, but as Richie's just pointed out, he sold an item to Russia and he paid an extra £2.85 on his sale. So there may be other hidden charges, but I didn't know about these international charges either. So how many more charges are there that we don't know about? So to be honest, though, I think a video is in order for an examination of eBay's fees. Honestly, I can't thank you all enough for watching. As I said, I never thought anybody would be interested anyway. So the fact is over 10,000 of you, 10,500 of you have subscribed to me is amazing. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there because I'm coming really close. I got to go shut up shop, get all these lights off, and go down and collect the baby. She is in Flying Start, which is like a preschool, and she's absolutely loving it. I know everybody constantly asks for updates on the baby, but honestly, she goes to school and she's jumping up and down. She comes out to school and is straight down the shop for a slush puppy and a cuddle. So yeah, I can't ask for any better than that. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody who joined me and commented and just joined in, and everyone who watches. And I'll try and do more lives if I get time. The downside is I'm limited on when I can do them. I have to shut the shop to do them or try and fit them in when I can. And I got a big size family. So anyway, thank you very much for coming, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.